Welcome back, Troglodytes, to your daily dose of guitar information, the Trogly's Guitar Show. This is gonna be a rather interesting unboxing episode today. We've got 4 packages and 5 guitars, and they're just kind of all over the spectrum, but let's start with this goofy one. So this one kind of has an interesting story behind it, in the fact that I didn't actually know if this deal was gonna go through, because somebody contacted me on my Facebook page about this guitar. And they were wanting to sell it, but you know, after going back and forth for a couple of days, it just didn't seem like it was gonna work out because he didn't want to have to do the PayPal fee. So what we eventually did is I said, hey, if you want to send me the guitar, I have no problem sending you a check so we can save you the fees. But that also has to imply that you trust me with your guitar, which most people do. I kind of have a reputation online. Is it like double, triple boxed? These bike boxes do work okay for shipping guitars. I just find that they're just a little bit too oversized and it ends up costing you a little bit more to ship it. I think that was also a cause for another 2-week delay. He was looking for a box that he felt comfortable with. Here we go, large rectangular case. Honestly, this case is in pretty good shape, but it must be an Explorer or a Flying V, because sometimes those can have these types of cases. Okay, our combination is 113. In fact, let's just go ahead and reset that to 000. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with this lock. It's like not functioning 100%. It opens sometimes at 1, 2, 3, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm gonna go ahead and take that top lid off just so the new buyer of it eventually doesn't get locked out, because that is not acting properly. But without any further ado, let's see what's in this thing, because I think you guys might like it. Man, that's freaky. So, yes, this is a factory original finish. And clearly, this guitar is from the 80s. It's a triple P90 Gibson Explorer, and it's in this camouflage finish, which is pretty rare. I've been hunting and hunting for one that did not have any finish checking and did not have a Kaler. But this one came up slightly modified, but at an appropriate price that I thought, we might as well. But I'm a little bit upset because the seller said there was no finish checking on this, and this finish is notorious for having finish checking on it. And I don't know, maybe it happened in shipping, but I highly doubt it. Maybe the guy just didn't understand what I meant by finish checking. That's what all these little lines are. It's not my favorite finish in the world, but you know, it's definitely part of Gibson history, and that's why I wanted it. It looks like we got a couple of DiMarzio's. Knobs have been replaced as well. Next up here, 2-for-1 package. So this was sent to me by the guy who sponsored quite a few reviews and demos, and he sent these 2 in just on consignment, so we won't see them outside of the unboxing series, but they're pretty similar to what we had already looked at before anyways. Judging by the size, 2 more mini guitars. Let's start with this guy. There we go. So ESP, Electric Sound Products. So on first glance, it looks like he sent us another Edwards Mini Les Paul. But there's a slight twist to this one, and no, it's not to the neck. Wait a minute. Or is it? Is this a real mini Gibson Les Paul? Oh boy. Let's take a look at this thing. So it's got a Gibson 57 Classic Plus in the bridge. It's got another one of those speak up. So if you turn it on and you have a battery in it, it will make a sound, as we learned in our last one. What's up with this headstock? Super shiny, says Gibson. Okay, that's just a decal sticker. To legally sell this, I'm gonna have to take the Gibson portion off. But this will be for sale for about the same price as the last one. Let's go ahead and see what's in the second one though. Another mini guitar, but it could be anything. Edwards, I think it's Edwards anyways, they also make a mini Telecaster. He was talking about sending me one of those. But if you're wondering why he's selling all his mini guitars, he's actually doing a top secret project. He's converting one of these to kind of a signature guitar. There we go. Inside this one, looks like we got another ESP style gig bag. This is the Grassroots version. So, in case you missed that other video, the Grassroots is the slightly lesser brand of Edwards, which in and of itself is a different brand of ESP. Now the first thing that I'm noticing, I almost like the look and feel of this one better. It's a little bit heavier, it's got a lot more weight to the body. It does not have the volute, but you've got a similar style tuner on here. Dang, this thing's chunky. You can literally feel the weight in the neck and the body. This thing is crazy. But it looks like it has a regular rhythm treble, so you can select between neck and pickup, so it's not like the one that says speak up on, speak up off. It looks like we have an Epiphone Pro bucker in this one now. I believe that was a modification that he did. I think that might be the same thing with this one as well. Well, maybe not. So the speak up is on a push-pull pot on these. That's strange. Why does the Grassroots one feel higher quality than the Edwards one, which is supposed to be the higher quality one? Okay, so we've had two mini Les Pauls. We had a strange 80s Explorer. What could be in this box? I will promise you, it is something a little bit more traditional, but it's actually a really special guitar at the same time. So the story on this one is somebody wanted a brand new guitar, and this is one that, despite having owned it for 20 plus years, they just never really bonded with it, so they had offered me a trade proposal here. Oh, looks like I get a new wardrobe. Could sell these on Poshmark. He did warn me about this in advance, and it is a great way to use up old clothing. I mean, if I had a dog or something, you could probably use these as like a little bedding, but he just said donate them to a thrift store if you don't need them anymore. Man, I was expecting like 2 or 3 of them, but it's the whole box full. But hey, if you don't have anything else, it's better than just shipping it in a box. I will never complain what people use for packing material, unless it's a moldy blanket. Okay, so this guy right here, this is a 90s Gibson Les Paul case. So 90s Les Pauls are very good. I mean, there's the whole Goodwood era thing for them, but I mean, besides that, there's just some beautiful guitars, and they play very well. It's kind of the birth of the modern era. So what is in here? It's probably gonna have a case shroud. Yep. Oh, yes. So this, I haven't had one of these in a long time. A Gibson Les Paul Custom Plus. And they kind of really only did the whole Custom Plus thing in the 90s. Whereas you can find a flame top custom in the modern day and era, but you kind of have to pay a premium for it, and it doesn't get called a Custom Plus. But in the early 90s, there was something like that, just like how they had a Standard Plus and things like that. So these 90s Les Paul Customs with these flame tops, I mean, geez, this thing is just gorgeous. Now, as far as originality, it looks like pickups have been swapped out. We've got Dunlop strap block buttons. It's got a little bit of wear here along the binding. It's got some scratches, but I would say it's definitely in respectable condition. It'll clean up and just have, you know, a few light nicks and dings, so I'm definitely happy with this trade, and I actually already have a guy who's pretty interested in this one. But it's the top on this one. Custom Pluses are beautiful, but yeah, this guitar is a complete knockout. And all right, one last one this episode. It's just funny how varied this one was. So we got the mini Les Pauls, we got 2 Gibsons, both kind of from the late 80s. That one's more mid 80s. And now this one is a brand new guitar from Epiphone. So I still haven't reviewed the other Epiphone I unboxed, I think, what was it, 2 episodes ago. I do plan on getting to all this. But this must be a slightly higher end Epiphone, potentially. Let's see what's inside. Oh. Nice job, musician's friend. They triple boxed it. But inside our last unboxing of the day, looks like we got a SG. Ooh. I can already see it through this. That has some pretty cool wood grain. Nice. Okay, so this is the brand new Epiphone headstock. So the two colors that they offer these guys in are red and a really cool green color, but this is one that somebody had purchased through me so I could review it and then send it on to them. And yeah, I'm speechless. Do you guys see this wood grain? That is fantastic. I think these things are what, around 400 bucks? First impression, this has a super thin satin finish, but it really does look the part. Factory setup. I don't know. It looks nice, but I think we might have a flat fret or something, because that's not ringing out the way I would expect it to. The full review and demo is actually already out on this one, so you can check out the link in the description. Let's move on to some boxing now. Starting things off here with the boxing segment of the video. We had to return this guy, the Troublemaker Telly. It was graciously lent to me just for the purposes of documenting his guitar. He did not want to sell it or anything. And this was quite a quirky little guitar. It wasn't necessarily 100% trying to be Gibson, but I love the fact that they stole Gibson's hardware for this. Our last unboxing of this episode anyways is a 2-for-1 special. What could be inside these? Well, that'll give you a hint. We've got the Buckethead SG. And is it the Studio or the Signature saying goodbye? It's the Studio. Man, I had so many people wanting this thing. People like the Studios because they're still absurdly expensive, but yet they're half the price of the true Signature. Essentially, the story here is I had a guy who was looking for a complete Buckethead set, and he had purchased a true Signature off of Reverb that was listed as mint condition. But when he got it, it had some finish checking on it that was passed off as being damaged in shipping. And he sent me the photos where it has a little bit of a crack right here, and then it has some checking there, and he actually took it to a shop and they said, yep, that was definitely cost and shipping, all that other stuff. But as soon as he sent me those photos, it's like, no man, every single Buckethead Signature has those. It just has something to do with the way that the finish cures on them. It's very similar to how most Gibsons will get these lines where the neck joins the body. It's just common. So instead of getting that all repaired and whatnot, he just got apparently a pretty good partial refund, because I was just going to sell him that other Signature at a better price than he paid for the other. But he ended up being okay on that. So that true Signature, it is available. You can check it out on my Reverb shop. But let's go ahead and get these two White Demons on their way to a perfect collection home. He's going to have the complete set as well. Thank you, Troglodytes, for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing episode, and we will see you tomorrow on the next episode. Take care.